In this video, we'll show how association and league administrators create a new competition in the Playhq administration portal. It's important to note that club administrators can't create competitions in Playhq, but are invited to participate in these once set up. In Playhq, a competition contains one or more seasons. Participants register for a season to a team or are allocated to teams. Teams are allocated to their grades and fixtures are generated for the season. Because of this, a competition can be created once and used for future seasons with settings updated if required. If you have not set up a competition before, this is a two-step process. Step 1 is configuring competition settings, and Step 2 is adding and configuring a season. To create a competition, log into the administration portal and select Competition Management. Click Add Competition and populate the competition details, starting with your competition type. Domestic competitions are generally played at a central association venue or satellite venues. Home and away competitions involve games that are played at the venues associated to the listed home team for each game. And tournaments are round-robin-styled competitions that are typically played in grades with or without pools, in a group phase, and commonly conclude in a knockout style of finals. Give your competition a name. This should be neutral, as it will be used across multiple seasons. For example, Junior Domestic. You will select the season name in the next step of setup. Select the format relevant to your competition. These are defined by your governing sports body. Choose if you would like your competition to be visible publicly on your organisation's Playhq Discover page. This will allow participants, parents and others to view fixtures, results and ladders. You can get more granular on exactly what grades to display later. If your sport uses a local transfer setting, you'll be able to enable transfers. Enabling player transfers will control the movement of players between clubs competing in this competition. All player transfer requests will require approval from the relevant organisations before an existing player can register to a new club. If you want players who have not registered before to be approved before being allocated to a team, turn on New Player Approval. For more information on transfers, see our support site. Once you are happy with your competition details, select Next to set the default game and grade settings that will initially apply to grades that are created. Settings for an individual grade can be adjusted. Configure your relevant game and grade settings. Set your defaults to the settings that apply across the greatest number of grades. Choose your default game template. Period type allows you to choose between common period types for your sport. Game slot time is the total game duration for the grades game. This should include any warm-up time, pre-game and wrap-up time after the game. Game slots assist with game allocation and clash recognition. Enable period scores if you would like scores to be displayed by period or end of period. Line-up limits allow you to set the minimum and maximum number of players and coaches who may participate in a game for a team. Choose if you would like to enable overtime for the grade and configure when this should apply. If relevant for your sport, set timeout limits for game periods and overtime so that a timeout limit can be displayed for electronically scored games for this grade. Foul penalties are enforced with limits for electronically scored games in that grade. Select if extra scores should be enabled and select the value of the extra scoring type. Game outcome points are awarded to game results. You can customize these or use your sport's default. Next, select the most relevant ladder type for your grade. Select if you would like to display your ladder publicly on your Playhq Discover page. In the Club Access settings, select if you would like clubs to have access to enter scores for their team or both teams and the number of hours they will have to complete this after the game begins. Select if you would like club administrators to have access to set up electronic scoring devices. The Publishing Lineup Online setting allows you to determine when the players selected in a team's lineup will appear on the Playhq Discovery site. Turn on player points if relevant. Player points ensure competitions are balanced by allowing you to nominate a point value against each player and ensure a team does not go over the maximum player point value allowed for a team. Set the minimum number of games to be played for a player to be eligible to represent the team in a finals game. Once you are happy with your default game and grade settings, select Create Competition. See our support site for more information on grade and game settings. Having created the competition, you will now need to add a season. In Competition Management, select the competition and then select Add Season. Select the season name. These are configured by your sport's governing body. Enter the season's start and end date. The start date is the very first date that a game could be played, and the end date is the very last date that a game could be played, including finals. Exception dates are any dates where you don't expect to have games scheduled, for example, public holidays. These dates can be edited when creating a grade fixture. Select the venue or venues that games will be played at during this season. Choose if you would like your season to be visible or hidden on your organisation's Playhq Discover page. If you would like to restrict the age range of those that can register in this competition season, toggle on the age restriction setting and populate the required details. Select the age groups involved in this competition season. Completing this will tag each participant to their relevant age group and allow for easier sorting of players. Clubs involved in the competition will also be able to manage their registrations for particular age groups more effectively and set registration caps to avoid accepting too many registrations for any one age group. Populate the age of your youngest and oldest selected age group. When you are happy with your season settings, select Create Season. You're now ready to invite clubs to compete in this competition season and set up to take registrations directly to your association or league if relevant.